Hello and welcome to the news from Bahrain International. I'm Sarah Al-Break. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued Edict 51 of the year 2023 appointing directors in the Bahrain Governorate based on the proposal by the Minister of Interior. According to the edict, directors appointed in the Bahrain Governorate are as follows. Director of Social Programs and Community Affairs, Hamad Mohammed Al Joder. Director of Information and Follow-up, Fawaz Yusuf Ahmed. His Royal Highness also issued Edict 52 of the year 2023 appointing a director at the Information and E-Government Authority, the IGA, based on the proposal by the Minister of Interior. According to the edict, Ilyas Yusuf Abdel Ghaffar shall be appointed as the Director of the Government Systems Development of the IGA. His Royal Highness also issued Edict 53 of the year 2023 transferring a director at the Civil Services Bureau, CSB, based on a proposal by the President of the CSB. According to the edict, the Director of Job Evaluation at the CSB, Sheikh Mohammed bin Isa bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, shall become the Director of the Administrative Auditing Directory at the CSB. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sport, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, Engineer Wael Al Mubarak. The GSA Vice Chairman, His Highness Sheikh Salman bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, the Ministry's Under Secretary for Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, Sheikh Mohammed bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, the Under Secretary for Agriculture and Marine Resources, Khalid Ahmed Hassan, and GSA CEO Dr. Abdurrahman Askar were present. His Highness was briefed on the development projects that the Ministry is planning to implement to support the sports system in the Kingdom as part of the integrated efforts of various government entities to serve the sports movement in the Kingdom. Al Mubarak expressed thanks and appreciation to His Highness Sheikh Khalid for the distinguished efforts in developing sports in Bahrain, stressing the Ministry's keenness to cooperate with the GSA to support the sports sector in the Kingdom. His Highness Sheikh Khalid also received the Minister of Electricity and Water Affairs, Yasser Ahmeidan. Also present were GSA Vice Chairman, His Highness Sheikh Salman bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, GSA CEO Dr. Abdurrahman Askar, and Energy Efficiency Acting Director General Dr. Hanan Al Buflasa. His Highness outlined GSA's vision and plans to develop the sports sector and support clubs focusing on ways of promoting cooperation in sports affairs. He stressed the importance of stepping up cooperation between the GSA and the Ministry to contribute to delivering better services to national clubs and sports facilities. The Minister praised the efforts undertaken by His Highness Sheikh Khalid to develop the sports sector in Bahrain, stressing the Ministry's commitment to supporting the sports sector. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sport, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the Director and General Supervisor of the Ramadan Program, Kafu, Ahmed Al Sheikh, along with the crew. His Highness Sheikh Khalid stated that Bahrain takes pride in its youth accomplishment and that has reached regional and international levels, which reflects the directives of His Majesty the King, the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and the support of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad. His Highness praised Kafu program's achievements since its first aired during the holy month of Ramadan before moving to Saudi Arabia, where it continued its success in highlighting exemplary models in humanitarian and charity initiatives in Gulf societies from a different angle. His Highness added that Kafu program demonstrates Bahraini youth's creativity and capabilities in the field of television and media production, stating that it was received by audiences in Bahrain and the GCC. He expressed pleasure in its success and thanks to the crew for their efforts, which positively reflected a positive image of Bahrain and its youth cadres. He wished the crew further success. The Minister of Electricity and Water Affairs, Yasser Ahmeidan, delivered a speech during the conclusion of the meeting of the Gulf Technical Committee for Renewable Energy and Power Storage Technologies, which was hosted by the Ministry in Bahrain. He praised the efforts made by the members of the two Gulf Technical Committees. The Minister affirmed Bahrain's keenness to keep up with the latest developments in the field of renewable energy based on its commitment to its role in the international community system and activating international agreements related to achieving sustainable development. He noted the importance of uniting efforts and goals to develop standards in the field of energy. Ahmeidan said that the expansion of the use of renewable energy contributes to achieving the goals of sustainable development and falls within the framework of Bahrain's commitment to achieving zero neutrality and reducing carbon emission, indicating that work is underway to achieve the kingdoms of Bahrain's renewable energy and energy efficiency plans. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs held an event in the presence of a number of members of the diplomatic corps and heads of the United Nations office residing in Bahrain, where it launched in cooperation with the Office of the United Nations Development Programme, the UNDP, Bahrain's partnership and contributions report that aims to promote cohesion, prosperity and achieve sustainable development goals, SDGs. The Undersecretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Political Affairs, Sheikh Dr. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, affirmed Bahrain's keenness under the leadership of His Majesty the King and with the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to promote collaboration with the UN in consolidating regional and global peace and security and supporting the SDGs in all its economic, social and environmental dimensions. He praised the cooperation between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the UNDP in Bahrain, lauding Bahrain's successes in supporting the SDGs at the national, regional and international levels. The Undersecretary for Political Affairs noted Bahrain's affirmation of its leadership in respecting human rights and promoting religious and ethnic tolerance by hosting international conferences for dialogue between religions and civilizations. Sheikh Dr. Abdullah stressed that the kingdom will continue its efforts to promote regional and international partnership in achieving the SDGs in a manner that can be measured and evaluated by integrating sustainable development indicators into the government program. The third session of political consultations between Bahrain and Finland was held, chaired by the Undersecretary of the Foreign Affairs Ministry for Political Affairs, Sheikh Dr. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, and the Director General of the Department for Africa and the Middle East at the Finnish Foreign Affairs Ministry, Sophie from Embasberga. During the meeting, Sheikh Dr. Abdullah bin Ahmed hailed the deep-rooted Bahraini-Finnish relations and the development they witnessed for over 4 decades in light of the two countries' keenness on bolstering cooperation and partnership in various political, economic and cultural fields, and their support to international efforts of establishing security, stability and peace in the Middle East and the world. For her part, the Director General affirmed his country's pride in the progress and political and economic partnership with Bahrain and expressed her appreciation for its initiatives in spreading the culture of peace and tolerance, wishing Bahrain further progress and prosperity. Through the follow-up of the Bahrain Center for Strategic International and Energy Studies Dirasat on the intellectual contributions of the member of the Supreme Council and ruler of Sharjah, His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi, which are characterized by leadership in proposition and handling and inspires creators to implement scientific research methods. Through Dirasat Center's review of His Highness's new publication entitled The Beginning of the Rule of Al-Utub in Bahrain, the center noted its failure to include the various historical narratives in the Arabian Gulf region, which have been consulted by researchers in the region in handling foreign documents. Based on the center's review, it has been confirmed that the information contained in His Highness's book is inaccurate and not documented according to the standards of scientific historical research. The sub-regional workshop of the World Organization for Animal Health for the Middle East region has concluded, which was organized by the Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture. The Telecommunications Regulatory Authority affirmed that the number of mobile phone subscriptions has risen by 55% in the past years and that the per capita use of the internet has risen 12 times in 10 years. Bahrain expresses its utmost support of the outcomes of the Sudan's neighboring countries summit, which was held today in Cairo. The summit called on the conflict parties in Sudan to abide by an immediate and sustainable ceasefire and end the war, protect lives and property, facilitate access to humanitarian aid, and affirm full respect for Sudan's sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity, and non-interference in its internal affairs. In a statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed Bahrain's appreciation for the diplomatic efforts of the President of Egypt, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, in hosting the summit in the presence of the chairperson of the African Union and the Arab League Secretary General. The ministry also noted that it is a pivotal step in the international efforts aimed at reaching a comprehensive and sustainable peaceful solution to the current crisis through the participation of all Sudanese parties in an inclusive national dialogue that meets the aspirations of the Sudanese people for security, stability, and prosperity, preserving state institutions and capabilities through a democratic route.